Hey everyone, welcome back to Mental Health Mentor. Today we're diving into a heavy one. We all woke up to the shocking news of Liam Payne's death today. It's heartbreaking, and if you're a fan, my heart goes out to you. The reports around Liam's death mentioned a possible struggle with substance abuse, and it's got me thinking about the link between drugs, alcohol, and mental health. The details surrounding Liam's death are still emerging, but early reports paint a grim picture. Witnesses described him as agitated and seemingly out of control. The police haven't confirmed anything yet, but there's been talk of a possible drug and alcohol cocktail in his system. We often put celebrities on pedestals, forgetting they face the same pressures and temptations as the rest of us. The music industry is notorious for its party culture, making it easy to get swept up in the fast life. Liam's story is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that substance abuse doesn't discriminate. Now, let's talk about the impact of drugs and alcohol on mental health. It's tempting to think of that glass of wine or that joint as a quick fix for stress or sadness. But here's the catch. It's a temporary escape that often makes things worse in the long run. You might feel good in the moment, but tomorrow always comes knocking, and it usually demands interest. That interest comes in the form of worsened anxiety, deeper depression, and a whole lot of guilt. So next time you're reaching for that drink or drug to numb the pain, remember that you're not actually addressing the root of the problem. Ever heard the phrase, high highs and low lows? That sums up the emotional roller coaster of substance abuse. One minute you're flying high, feeling invincible, and the next you're crashing down, feeling lower than ever before. Think of your brain as a delicate ecosystem. When you introduce drugs and alcohol, it's like unleashing a hurricane. Your neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers responsible for regulating your mood, go haywire. This explains why someone struggling with substance abuse might go from laughing hysterically one minute to sobbing uncontrollably the next. These mood swings can be incredibly isolating, leading to strained relationships and a sense of loneliness. Let's talk about your brain on drugs. And no, I'm not talking about that cheesy PSA from the 80s. Prolonged substance use can wreak havoc on your cognitive abilities. We're talking memory problems, difficulty concentrating, impaired judgment. You name it, drugs and alcohol can mess it up. Imagine trying to solve a complex math problem with a calculator that only sometimes works. That's kind of what it's like trying to navigate daily life when your brain is constantly under the influence. Sometimes these cognitive impairments can linger even after you've quit using substances. Substance abuse, especially during adolescence, can significantly increase the risk of developing serious mental health disorders later in life. Think of it like this. Your teenage years are like constructing a building. You need strong, sturdy materials to create a solid foundation. Now, imagine throwing drugs and alcohol into the mix. It's like using cheap, unstable materials that weaken the entire structure. For individuals already genetically predisposed to mental illness, substance abuse can be the tipping point. It's often difficult to determine whether the mental health disorder came first, or if it was triggered by substance abuse. Let's talk about sleep, or lack thereof. We all know how crucial a good night's rest is for our mental and physical health. But substances like drugs and alcohol are notorious sleep saboteurs. They might knock you out initially, but they wreak havoc on your sleep cycle, leaving you feeling groggy and exhausted. When you're sleep deprived, your cognitive function takes a nosedive, making it harder to focus, regulate your emotions, and cope with stress. And guess what? This can create a vicious cycle of substance use and sleep disruption. Substance abuse doesn't just mess with your mind, it takes a toll on your body and your relationships. As substance use increases, relationships often suffer. Friends and family might distance themselves, unable to cope with the erratic behavior and broken promises. Loneliness and isolation become the norm, and they're terrible for mental health. Substance abuse weakens your immune system, damages your organs, and increases your risk of chronic diseases. Your body and mind are intricately connected. The physical stress of substance abuse can indirectly mess with your mental state through increased overall stress and poor nutrition. Look, I'm not here to preach or judge. We all have our own struggles, our own demons to battle. But if you or someone you know is caught in the clutches of substance abuse and mental health issues, please know that there is hope. Reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. There are countless resources available, from therapy and support groups to medication and lifestyle changes. Remember, your mental health is precious. It's okay to ask for help.